the tragedy of comedy in India. Let me introduce my wonderful friends in the panel. I have Manvi Taneja, a well-known actor, Khushbu Jain, an advocate in the Supreme Court and the founding partner of ARC Legal. I have somebody I enjoy debating with, Major Mohommed Ali Shah, a most sought-after international TEDx speaker and a dear friend. I have an even other dear friend, Mr. Ratan Sharda, somebody we've been on panels for the last several years on many diverse topics. He's an author and a freelance columnist. He has written 6 books on the RSS, and he's done his PhD on RSS. And his upcoming book is Guru Nanak Dev. The last and not the least important, somebody I genuinely like, but we are always on the opposite side of the discussion. Syed Asad Abbas, a political analyst. Syed, thank you for taking time out. Major Shah, you obviously, I'm sure, don't agree with what Veer Das has done at the Kennedy Hall. But do you really see this comedy being a tragedy, or do you think that the people of India must really take it in its own stride?
Savio, as per the Constitution of India, in Article 19(1)(a), there is freedom of expression, freedom of speech, yes. But what people don't talk about the second paragraph, there is restricted freedom of expression, there is restricted freedom of speech, which means we can express, we can talk whatever, yes, until it does not hurt anyone's religious sentiments and patriotic national feelings. There, the restriction comes in. So that does not mean, when we talk about, for example, freedom of expression and the comedians, whatever, hate speech and freedom of expression. Freedom of expression is till the time it generates debate, which is good, I would say. Hate speech would be when it incites violence. It's bad. Now, coming back to Veer Das, I certainly condemn the fact, being an international TEDx speaker who has gone out in India and delivered TEDx talks, I have never gone there, stood on the red dot on a stage with a piece of paper in my hand with a very unoriginal piece. I've never done that, being a stage performer myself. So it was a very unoriginal piece in the first place, very average, nothing funny in that. A lot of people, I saw people's status on Facebook, they were either supporting him or they were against him. Even the ones who were supporting him wrote that seeing Veer Das' speech, I didn't find it funny. I got angry that he spoke the truth. I was like, what rubbish? I am on the same page with Abbas Bhai over here. For that matter, that, he said about we worship women in the daytime and rape them at night. So you mean that Indians, Savio, you are an Indian, I'm an Indian, Ratan Sharda ji is an Indian, Abbas Bhai is an Indian. I'm talking about the guys. That's okay. So we are taught chivalry in the armed forces. We are taught how to conduct and behave ourselves with ladies in the armed forces. So certainly I'm not on the same page with Das. Now, when we talk about comedians, anyone who's gone to a stand-up comedy show would know that the people in the front seat, front bench are always picked upon. But many a times, these stand-up comedians hit below the belt. I have seen because the people sitting in the front row, many of them, nothing embarrasses me, Savio. Like, if a comedian making a joke at me, I will laugh it off, fine. But not everyone is going to be like me. There are some people, even in the front row, who will ultimately, at the end of the day, feel very embarrassed, feel very uncomfortable. Being a theater artist myself, I never look at the audience in the eye. I pretend that I might be doing it because it makes the audience feel very uncomfortable. I have learned this specifically with the master craftsman of the stage, Mr. Nasiruddin Shah. I'll quote him. He had attended his workshop and he said, never look at the audience directly into the eye. It will make the audience feel very uncomfortable. Yeah, you can pretend that. Now, when we talk about other comedians, these people are definitely crossing the line, Savio, because it is not, people would say freedom of speech. No, you cannot afford, I will tell you something very, very logically. The moment Veer Das went to Kennedy Center of Performing Arts, which was his dream, he said, "Bhai, this is my jackpot. This is my golden chance. I have to drive maximum publicity out of it." And for an artist, any publicity is a good publicity, be it negative, be it positive. So he knew very well that an FIR would be registered against him. He knew very well that it would be a controversy will come out of it. He knew very well that it will be big news. He knew very well the video will go viral and he will earn a lot of money through his YouTube views itself. He knew that very well. It's not that he did not know. He knew it very well. And let me tell you one more thing. If he had a problem with anything that's happening in India, go ahead in India, protest, do a democratic, peaceful protest in the right manner. I'm sure you would be heard. But the very fact that you go abroad, and he didn't talk about one particular party or an individual. He spoke about India, to India. People say, how is it true? How is it true? To India. And is that a platform? Is that a platform to go to US, to go to a different country? And mind you, one more thing, it was commercialized. In the opening remark was, oh, so today we have a sold out show. He sold tickets. So it was money making. These people, I think they are just selling the souls. I don't think that they actually would be really convinced of believing in it. And as Abbas bhai also said that, Munawar Farooqi has made fun of his own community, but what is the need to make fun of any community, even your own community or a different community? There's no requirement. The problem with them is they try to be funny. They are. And if you are generally funny, I haven't seen Johnny Lever or or Charlie Chaplin for that matter, the best of comedians do that.
Mr. Shah, what are your views on the degeneration of comedy in India?
Certainly, I think the comedy in India has degenerated. There's no doubt about that. And because the artists are trying to be funny, they are going out of the way to actually be, if you are funny, you are funny. Like there is a very basic thing about theater, about stage, about acting. As a craftsman, I'm talking about. As a TEDx speaker, I'm talking about, who has given TEDx talks outside the country as well. That, it was a person called Konstantin Stanislavski. He said to act means to do, to behave. You don't try, you don't attempt. So most certainly, Charlie Chaplin, the greatest comedian, he didn't use a support or to create a controversy or to make it sound funny. But Veeda certainly, and let me tell you one more thing. All those people who have a problem with the government, whenever the government has done a good job, I've always commended the government. But if something I felt that I do not agree with it, I have spoken. So my views have been very balanced that way. I have not been pro-Congress, BJP. My ideology is very level-headed, very balanced. Now, let me tell you, all those people who have a problem with the government, they were applauding Veer Das. And I was very surprised. My own very, very dear friend, they were like applauding. Arey, bahut sahi bola, bilkul sahi bola. Kya galat bola usne? I was like, no, dude, you cannot go out of the country and you cannot defame your nation. I'm like, oh, they gave me lame excuses like, if you record a video and you make it viral and you think it'll not reach them. It's not the question about reaching them or not. You cannot wash your dirty linen in public. It's a basic ground rule of every single home. So now those people who have a problem with the BJP government, they were applauding Veer Das, and I was surprised. I said, see, it is not the question. I'll be very honest with you, Savio. I have not...
You're basically saying the audience, to a certain extent, also love the fact that comedy mocks the government, sometimes mock religions. Are you saying that the audience is also acceptable to that kind of comedy?
I am surprised के अंडे टमाटर नहीं है भाई वहां पे audience में, because in a WhatsApp group, if you try mocking somebody, WhatsApp पे ही मतलब digitally only अंडे टमाटर आ जाते हैं virtually. So on a live stage, when you actually make some jokes, I am actually surprised आपके पे अंडे टमाटर क्यों नहीं आ रहे? I have seen it. I have seen अंडे टमाटर happening. Actually, I have जो फिल्मों में दिखाते हैं ना, वो मैंने हकीकत में थिएटर में देखा हुआ है. किसी, luckily not on me, on some of the artists. So I am very surprised that when you mock, and religion is a very, very personal matter to everyone. Ideology is again a very, very personal matter. I see no reason why anybody, for that matter, should either wear religion up the sleeves or anybody to go and mock any religion. Because I am quoting Abbas bhai for one of the debates, which I was very, very impressed by with him, when he said one thing, he said, see, I'm a Muslim. And I totally echo his sentiments there. I'm a Muslim. When I respect others' religion, will others respect my religion?
Thank you to my panelists for joining us on this wonderful debate. I'll see you next time at the Goa Chronicles show at 6 p.m. Bharat Mata ki jai. Stay positive and keep smiling.